Hello, I'm Dido Boy Fortunato, and George, and welcome back to another video today. And today is going to be a bit of a different video because I'm doing my best series of Doctor Who. So this will go from series 1 with Christopher Eccleston until series 11 with Jodie Whittaker. So every episode will be from episode 1. So, for example, I could go for Asylum of the Daleks and Deep Breath, and that will be episode 1 from different series. But speaking about Asylum of the Daleks, that is number 1. A lot of people are not a fan of this episode. I've listened to a lot of different people, and I don't really get why they don't think it's a good episode, because I think it's a very, very strong episode itself. And going down into the actual Dalek Asylum and seeing all the older, more crazy Daleks from the classic era, like the Special Weapons Dalek from the 7th Doctor era. You got some of the blue and silver Daleks, which is from the very first episodes in the 1960s. So I'll find that really good, and basically how the Daleks are too scared to go down to the asylum themselves. So they send the Doctor, their big enemy, to try and do it for them, and then they try and destroy the asylum before the Doctor gets back up. So episode 2 would be Into the Dalek. This is an episode with Peter Capaldi as the Doctor, and basically what happens is that the Doctor saves this woman from dying, and he takes her back to her ship, and is told about a, a lone Dalek, which is basically turned good. So, uh, and it needs Doctor's help. So so the Doctor shrinks down to a really tiny size to get inside the Dalek, and and it's basically got a lot of good things about the episode, with it, like those Dalek antibodies, and it's one of the most unsafe places to ever be, which it would be being inside a Dalek. So that would be my number 2, and then and what I will say as well, I will be doing my worst list of Doctor Who series later on these next weeks. So, episode 3 would be School Reunion, where I like this episode because it's got a classic companion, Sarah Jane, who comes back, and K9 from the classic era as well. This is basically the first time we see any classic companions come back, but it would have been Victory of the Daleks, but because of some things in the episode, like the Dalek colours of the Paradigm Daleks being that colourful array because the white one as the Supreme, the red one, the blue one, the orange, and the yellow, which are very very different colours to what the Daleks are normally, and that lovely bronze war the war Daleks that they didn't really stand up to them. But going back to School Reunion, it's got a classic companion. It's got the new companion. It's got the 10th Doctor meeting Sarah Jane since you last saw him. Well, when he was the 4th Doctor, so it's been 6 incarnations away. So number 4 would be the Doctor's wife. Now I like this episode because the Doctor, it's not really the Doctor in trouble in this episode. It's more the TARDIS, because this toxic gas called House has been known to kill a lot of Time Lords and a lot of TARDISes, and basically it takes everything out of all the energy out of the Doctor's console and puts it in Iris, which is a woman on House's planet. So it makes the TARDIS very vulnerable. So and so Iris and the Doctor estimate their own little TARDIS out of junk bits to get back to the police box. So and it's nice to see a newer, well, a different type of TARDIS. So and it's not just the police box. And you see the Doctor making that junk TARDIS, and it is a very very good episode. And in the end, House makes the mistake of putting Iris back in the TARDIS, and basically giving the main TARDIS back its power, but killing Iris's body. Now number 5 is I made a mistake then. Angels Take Manhattan. And the reason I needed a Dalek Take Manhattan is because there was a Dalek story in Manhattan. So, but for Angels Take Manhattan is the first with an Angel story I've got on the list. And it's Amy and Rory's last episode, and as they sacrifice themselves at the end, and what happens is the Doctor, Amy and Rory, basically on the run from the Weeping Angels. So I enjoyed that episode, and it is a very very emotional episode when they die. So episode 6, the first time we see the Daleks is in series 1, coming back in a brand new shell, which is the bronze, and it's meant to be the only one left, which isn't true in the end. And at the end of series 1, the Doctor as Christopher Eccleston does face off against an army of them, but because he's just come out of the war base, basically, he is very very angry and upset when he sees that Dalek, and it's just that one Dalek, but it threatens everything on the spaceship. So number 7, Rings of Akaten. This is an 11th Doctor story, and not a lot really happens. It's got a planet that kills basically. It takes anger and memories, and and in the end, the Doctor gives this big speech and lets the planet take all his memories, and it basically destroys the planet with all his memories. So number 8 is Cold War, which is the first story to have the new versions of the Ice Warriors in it. And basically, the Doctor and Clara are stuck on a Russian submarine which is sunk to the bottom of the ocean, and they're stuck with General Skaldak, which is the Ice Warrior, and he's known to have killed thousands and thousands of people and monsters, and basically one of the most feared Ice Warriors ever. Number 9, It Takes You Away. This is our first series at 11 story now we've got, and it's the only one, because a lot of series 11 wasn't as good as older series. It was Jodie Whittaker's first series, and Chris Chibnall, who was Ed writer, it's his first series as well. So you have to give them some slack, but early 2020, Doctor Who comes back for series 12. So after that airs, I will probably do a review for each episode of that, and then I will do this list again for both best and worst, and see where series 12 fits in it, because you never know. It might be the best series made, it might be the worst series made, so yes, we'll have to wait for that. But we're going back to it. It Takes You Away. It is a good episode. It's not as strong, but I thought it would be a nice episode to put on the list. So basically, the Doctor and the companions lands on, I think it's Norway now. Yeah, I think it's Norway, and there's a boarded up house, and inside is a girl, well, a blind girl, who's waiting for her dad, and who thinks has gone out hunting, and we find out that her mom has died. And as we get through the episode, we get to what is a portal through a mirror, where we meet this alien inside. I can't remember his name because he was very, very forgettable. But the Doctor meets him, goes through this portal, was basically a rip in time, and as she goes through and finds the dad with an alive version of the mom, and doesn't want to go back to his daughter basically, but in the end, the ripping time starts falling apart, and they all have to get back to normal reality. and that's basically it. Now, episode 10 is one of my favourite episodes, and that is Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS, because the TARDIS gets very badly damaged when it it is caught by a scrappage ship, and basically it, the TARDIS is badly damaged, and Clara gets lost in it, and the Doctor basically threatens these three guys to help him find her in the TARDIS, and you get to see loads of different rooms of the TARDIS, like the giant library, the pool, everything that is said from different episodes, and basically the TARDIS is on a, well, basically it's wounded, so it's making rooms, and when the Doctor's trying to get to the engine, which has exploded, and it's basically snarling, and makes a room where it's a cliff, and the Doctor has to basically figure out how he's gonna get to the engine. So he jumps because the TARDIS has basically made that room up to try and keep anyone away. And basically, in the end, the Doctor finds a rift in the TARDIS, and basically resets the whole episode to the start, so it didn't go into the scrappage ship in the first place. Now, Turn Left is number 11, and Turn Left is basically a story that's set throughout this series about what the episodes would have been if the Doctor wasn't alive, basically, and if Donna had turned the other way and not met him. And it's basically nice to see what it would have been like if the Doctor hadn't of been there. Now, number 12, The Doctor Falls. This is Peter Capaldi's last but one episode, and he's basically facing a load of different Cybermen, like the Mondasian Cybermen, which is the first Cyberman made, the Age of Steel Cybermen, or Cybermen, as people call them, from the 10th Doctor era, and then the newest ones, which is the Nightmare in Silver Cybermen, which are very, very advanced. And then you got John Sim as the Master, who comes back after his disappearance from David Tennant's era, and he's now finally come back, and he's partnered up with Missy, who is his next incarnation. So it's basically thousands of Cybermen, two Masters versus the Doctor, and in the end, the Master and Missy basically kill each other, and the Doctor goes into this forest where Nardole has basically supercharged the Sonic, so it can basically explode things, and it goes into this forest where there's millions of Cybermen, and it starts blowing them up. Well, while naming different battles that they've had, from Mondas to the team of the Cybermen, from all the years since 1963, and it is a very, very good episode. Now, I would say there is some series 11 wouldn't count for 11, 12, and 13 because there's only 10 episodes. But we will get to the New Year special, which I'll just basically put it with the Christmas specials because that's basically what it is. So number 13 is Journey's End, and it is David Tennant's episode. Basically, an army of Daleks, the Supreme Dalek, and Davros. And what happens is the Doctor and all the companions from series series 1 to series I think it's series 4, the Journey's End is series 4. So it comes back from all the companions come back from that 4th series, and basically in the end they beat the Daleks. The TARDIS is saved from being exploded in basically the core of the Dalek ship, which Donna's inside, and because the Doctor's hands in there, it breaks, and it makes it so another 10th Doctor is made, but a human version because it's got part of Donna in it, and Donna had a part of the Doctor inside her, and so when the TARDIS is saved and comes back to the main Dalek ship, the devil zaps her with some lightning or electricity, which awakens the Doctor inside of her, and she basically destroys the ship herself and takes her over the Daleks. So that's how that ends. And then the special is going to be Twice Upon a Time, which has David Bradley as the first Doctor, William Hartnell, with Peter Capaldi, and this is his very last episode. And it's basically they help each other cope with their regenerations, and because it would have been William Hartnell's first regeneration, and Peter Capaldi's Doctor didn't want to regenerate, and they face off against these like glass creatures, which basically fix rifts in time. I don't know how many times I've said rifts in this video, but yeah, they fix rifts in time, and they're basically trying to get rid of and share the first Doctor. What becomes of him, and it's nice to see like you got the first Doctor's TARDIS and the newest TARDIS together. And yeah, that is my best list of the Doctor Who series. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again in another